Elementary school was a wild ride, especially 5th grade, but we'll start out tame here. The first day of 1st grade, which I, for some reason, remember really well. The main thing I remember is that the first day of 1st grade was the first time I had ever watched My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, which I immediately fell in love with. But in 1st grade, I started this Chinese dual immersion program, so you basically have half the day in Chinese and half the day in English. But I didn't know that then. I started out the day in Chinese class and kept on looking over to my shoulder in the English class across the hall, which I thought I wasn't going to be able to go to, and they were having a dance party. And then we were in our classroom like, 你叫什么名字? Huh? But then, we switched classrooms, and I was so happy because I knew we were gonna have a dance party in English class! Yay! We started off the day super chill, just introductions and stuff, which I was grateful for after having to endure 3 hours of 我的名字是太老师. Huh? I remember that the teacher told us to always have our chairs scooted into our desks, which she was just trying to prevent kids from doing this. But I took it a whole other way. I scooted in my chair until I was pressed against the desk, nearly suffocating. But finally, in the last 20 minutes of class, we had our dance party. Let's go! But then a kid danced so hard he bumped his forehead into a desk and had to go to the ER to get stitches. Did anyone else believe they were a fairy in elementary school? I want to make a video about that because there was lore, but for right now I just want to tell you about this one kid who did not believe I was a fairy. Like, seriously. I was obviously a fairy, but he asked me to bring my fairy wings one day for proof, which I told him I would bring the next day. I forgot for an entire week, but finally, I remembered to bring my wings, and I brought some pixie dust. For those at home, this is how to make pixie dust. Grab yellow food coloring, sugar, glitter, and the most important ingredient of all, love. So I grabbed my plastic bag of sugar and brought it to school the next day. And then my friend wouldn't stop eating the pixie dust, which had glitter in it, so I accidentally fed my friend microplastics. In elementary school, we would each have our little tote trays that we would carry from Chinese class to English class. But in 1st grade, we didn't move our tote trays around, and we had to share it with the other kid that sat at our desk. Well, I was in luck. My name was at the end of the alphabet, so I was the last person in my class, number 28. There were 27 kids in the other class, so I didn't have to share my tote tray at all. Or so I thought. A few weeks into the year, this one kid showed up and took number 28 in the other class. I had to share my tote tray, which would be fine if I didn't draw rainbows and unicorns all over my crayon box, and then he scribbled black all over it. The stinking kid murdered my unicorns! Every year in 4th and 5th grade, you had to go on lunch duty and hall monitor duty for a week. Lunch duty was fine, you just served out food. Hall monitor was awful. You had to sit there and watch the door for the entire recess. It was even worse when you had hall monitor duty with someone you weren't friends with, which was especially painful when me and my best friend could have had hall monitor duty together, but there was somebody who came in between our last names and I would have to share hall monitor duty with him. Except he was absent for that week. Me and my friend had hall monitor duty together and we got to sketch out some clothing ideas for our fashion line that we wanted to start in 4th grade. Here's some of those designs. And then there's something that absolutely takes over elementary school. And that thing in 5th grade was life lessons. Basically, someone would come up with something to do on the playground and have a group of people follow them. If you decided to permanently follow them, you were part of their life lessons. So yeah, it was a cult. One of my best friends, the one that I accidentally fed microplastics, had life lessons, but over a certain period of time, it got boring, so I joined somebody else's life lessons. I was the only one to join this one person's life lessons because they had just barely started holding them during recess, and they did flips. Everyone was scared of flips. Not me! I broke my arm doing a flip on the playground! But I made my friend really mad by joining this one person's life lessons, and here is a life lesson for you. 5th graders are very dramatic. Hey! Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it because there will definitely be more parts coming. There are so many crazy things that happen in elementary school. Subscribe, I guess, if you feel like it. Like the video if you liked it, possibly. Maybe that would be helpful. And, yeah, bye!